used to struggle a bit with compositions and finding the best way to write things and just, you know, getting things finished and done. Lots of people have said that, you know, you should compose a little bit every day, and it's kind of like practicing. Like if you do it regularly and do it all the time, you'll get better. And I tried that for a while and I just never got anywhere with it. I think I'd end up getting lots of little bits and pieces done every day that would kind of amount to nothing in the end, you know. So I changed that approach and decided that, like, I'd decide several days in advance. Like say on a Sunday, I'd decide, all right, at Friday at 9 AM, that's composition time, so no matter what else is happening or what anyone is asking me to do, I can't do it then, I have to compose. So then the days leading up to that, you're kind of thinking, like, you know, what do I want to do, like what kind of a tune am I going to write this time? And you start kind of making a plan in your head already, even though you're not consciously, you know, at the guitar or at a piano or, you know, writing music down. And sometimes I'd like to write really specific things, you know, that I want people to do, but then when you're playing with guys that are so, like, they're you know, there's really brilliant players that a lot of the time, if you just give them the bare bones of what you're kind of thinking, they'll come up with something better than you would have anyway, you know, or just kind of let things be a bit freer. Like for example, on one of the songs called Umbra, I wrote it on guitar, and the voicings at the start are quite dissonant and unusual, and they're very guitaristic. Like they've got lots of, you know, flat nines and natural nines and sharp nines all in the one chord. Like it's kind of like a... But when I gave those chords to the piano player, it was really limiting to him to try and fit in all these things that only really work on guitar, and it kind of didn't really work out. So when I listened back to the rehearsal, I realised that, and then just simplified the chords hugely for him when he was playing them, and it made a huge difference. You know, he was coming up with all this crazy stuff that I never would have written, you know. So yeah, some things are really specifically written that have to be done a certain way, and then other times it's great to just let people come up with their own stuff and see what happens. Sometimes effects pedals for like ideas, or else just like unusual effects physically with the guitar, you know. That was the basis of one of the tunes on the album. I just came up with a weird kind of a motif on the guitar, and I thought, like, I really like that, maybe I'll base a whole tune around it. And it's using like harmonics and then bending them behind the nut, which I totally stole from Rory Gallagher, and, you know, is on the start of A Million Miles Away, I think, on his Irish tour. But anyway, yeah, I came up with this idea to go like... And like, I like the idea of kind of creating a weird noise like that and then using it as the basis of the tune instead of just like a piece in a solo or something like that. You know, I suppose it's a big Tom Morello influence, like from Rage Against the Machine. He uses loads of those kind of strange techniques and things like that for creating unusual atmospheres with the guitar. But I really like that kind of thing. I find it really interesting. Guitar's a Fender Strat, and I got it in Dublin in Music Maker about 8 years ago maybe. It's just a standard American one, and it's great. I love it. It's so versatile, you know. I kind of feel like I can, like, if I'm not sure what the music is going to be or what's going to be happening at a session, if I bring this, I'll be covered. My amp is Fender Deluxe. I actually got this second hand off a guy in Dublin a couple of years ago, but it's perfect. So again, I think it's a good combination, Fender guitar, Fender amp, it works. Lots of people always think that I've got like a huge amount of pedals and I'm, you know, really into the effects unit kind of stuff because I play some kind of strange noises and stuff on the recordings. But really, I don't actually have that many. Like three of them are distortion pedals there, and I kind of use the MXR Distortion Plus. I have it on nearly constantly, like, just for, it kind of gives just a little bit of gain that helps the guitar really cut through the mix or the setting or whatever. Like it, I just play something. Yeah, so I really like having that little bit of gain in there that gives it like a slight edge. It's not too clean and sweet sounding, you know, it's a little bit nasty. But I also, like, I nearly pretty much permanently have the MXR pedal and my delay pedal on as well, just to give it kind of a bigger sound, you know. What I also use for chords as well is the Digitech Whammy. I guess most people, when I've heard people using it before, they usually use it for melodic stuff, because it's like, you know, you get it's very like high pitched, like really cuts out through everything. But I love the effect of it on chords. When you combine it with the little bit of distortion and a little bit of delay, and then I use the whammy bar all the time, you know, pretty much. It kind of chops up the signal a bit, and you get this really weird underwater kind of soupy vibe. I don't know. But yeah, I find that really effective for playing chords in for my own music, especially. You know, it really makes the guitar stand out. Sometimes it's hard to pick a style that you know I'd say is the way I play, and sometimes that feels like it's a disadvantage as well, you know, because like I do lots of different types of gigs, like funk and rock and jazz and blues and stuff like that, and I love all those types of music and I love playing them, but at the same time I feel like a bit of a chancer sometimes that I don't, you know, I'm not really like on top of all the language for that kind of style of music. Definitely not in a way that, you know, some guys that are real purists and they just know the stuff inside out. But so yeah, sometimes you get a bit like, you know, paranoid and insecure if I'm playing, going, oh my god, I don't know why not. But the advantage of that then is that I get to play in like lots of different bands and lots of different types of music, and I really like that. Like I like the challenge of learning like loads of different new songs and different styles, and it keeps things interesting, definitely.